Section 1. You will hear a conversation between a customer and a tour guide. First, you have some time to look at questions 1 to 10. Now listen carefully and answer questions 1 to 10. Good morning. I've heard that you offer walking tours of the city.
Yes, we do. We have 4 walks. Did you have any particular one in mind?
Not really. Actually, I don't know anything about your tours. Could you...
Of course. Here's our leaflet. Let me take you through it. Our main walk is a comprehensive one of the city centre, lasting a whole afternoon. It is quite long, but takes you to all the main sites and a few lesser-known ones. As you can see, we take in the castle, the cathedral, the historic houses along the riverside, and the city gate. Halfway through, we stop at the oldest pub in the city, the Cat and Dog, for refreshments.
That looks very interesting. I see you have a walk that just takes in the castle.
Yes, it spends more time examining the castle and its history. The first tour I mentioned visits the castle briefly, but this one includes visits to all the exhibits there and a longer walk along the castle wall.
I heard something about... yes, there it is, the ghost walk in the evening.
Ah, yes. This is a very popular tour. You'll need to book ahead for this one. The tour starts here at 8 p.m. every evening except Mondays and finishes here at about 2 hours later.
Which places are visited on the walk?
Well, again, we take people to the castle and to the cathedral, but we don't go inside. At the cathedral, we see a few tombs and tell people some pretty grisly stories.
Is the walk suitable for children?
Not really. Actually, all 4 of our walks are really for adults, or at least older children.
And the 4th walk is...
Well, it follows the life and times of Robert Jones, the famous Victorian writer who was born here and lived here most of his life. We take people to see where he was born, educated and lived. This tour is popular with people interested in Victorian architecture, as much as with people interested in literature.
I see. Now, prices. They're not listed here in the brochure.
Prices depend on the season and the number of people you make a booking for.
We'd be interested in taking a tour sometime next week, midweek, and we are a small group of 6 people.
OK, there's a small discount for groups of 5 to 10 people. The full price for the City Sights tour is £10 per person. The castle tour is £7. The Ghost Walk is also £7 and the Robert Jones Walk is £8. The discount is 5% off the total fee.
Thank you. And what time do the tours start? You said the Ghost Walk starts at 8 p.m?
Yes, the City Sights one starts at 1 p.m. and finishes at 6 p.m. The Castle Tour starts at 9 a.m. and finishes at midday. The Robert Jones Walk starts at 2 p.m. and finishes at 5 p.m.
The Ghost Walk is not on Mondays. How about the other walks?
The same. Our office is open on Mondays for booking walks, but there are no tours that day.
I see. Thank you very much. I see you have a website.
Yes, www.walknewtown.com. Walk New Town is written as one word. It has up-to-date information, and you can also see the exact routes we take and the timings.
Sorry?
The timings. How long we spend at each location.
Oh, I see. Thank you. That is the end of Section 1. You now have half a minute to check your answers.
Section 1. In this section, you will hear a conversation between a tourist and a travel agent. The tourist wants to book a holiday. First look at questions 1 to 10. You will see that there is an example which has been done for you. On this occasion, only the conversation relating to this will be played first. Answer questions while you listen, as the tape is only played once. Hello, you're through to Dream Time Travel. This is David speaking. How may I help you?
Hello, I'm calling to book a holiday.
The agent says, you're through to Dream Time Travel. So, Dream Time Travel is provided in the space. Now we shall begin. You should answer questions as you listen, because you will not hear the recording a second time. Now listen carefully and answer questions 1 to 7. Section 1. Hello, you're through to Dream Time Travel. This is David speaking. How may I help you?
Hello, I'm calling to book a holiday.
Great. May I have your name, please?
Yes, it's Anna Sharp. Sharp. S-H...
Like a knife?
Yes, but with an E on the end. And Anna is with double N.
Right. Thank you, Anna. Now, we're delighted that you've called us. Can I ask where you heard about us?
It was your advertisement in, one of the magazines.
Was it Dazzling Destination?
Yes, that's the one.
Good. Thank you. It's useful to know.
Of course.
And did you have a particular holiday in mind, or was it a general inquiry?
I think I've chosen. I like the one called Amazing Singapore. The right destination. And the prices seem reasonable.
Right. Now, was it for yourself only, or?
Oh no. I want to go with my family. So there would be 5 of us going.
Okay. Now, there's a choice of dates, as you know.
Yes, I think, well, we've got to back by the end of September. So if we say going on September 15th, that would be fine.
No problem. And you can also choose the length of your holiday. Which one would you prefer? 4 days, 1 week, or 2 weeks?
We thought fortnight would be great. You see, enjoying a tension-free holiday, to get away from it all.
Yes, and you do need to have insurance.
Uh-huh.
We've 3 levels: Standard, Super, and Super Plus.
Standard seems a bit basic. Let's say Super. That should be sufficient.
Fine. Before the tourist gets further information, you will have another chance to look at questions 8 to 10. Now listen to the rest of the conversation and answer questions 8 to 10. Well, that's all good so far, and the availability's okay. Have you looked through the list of options in the advertisement?
I have, and I've got the list here. Some of them do seem pretty good.
Which ones would you like to take?
In terms of the hotel, the offer of 4-course breakfast, we'd leave that. We'd rather choose the lunch buffet. I think a balcony for the room is a must. It's so soothing to sit out and appreciate the world without a lot of interruptions and distractions.
Oh, yes.
And then the trips. I think I'll pass on the beauty therapy. I never really enjoy the spa, and golf isn't really my sort of thing, to be honest, any more than tennis is.
Uh-huh.
But I like natural things, so I think the night safari would be fun. You know, seeing animals in almost every enclosure. You can see them as they go about their business. In some enclosures, you are actually in with them, and that will be amazing, isn't it?
Yes, I would think so.
And then, in terms of getting out of town, lying on the soft beach under beautiful sunshine, or walking through the coconut plantation under the blue sky. How wonderful! I definitely wouldn't want to miss that.
I understand. Okay, well, that's all we need for the booking at this point. Just a few details for you, and then we'll check the payment. This is the end of section 1. You now have half a minute to check your answers. Section 1. In this section, you will hear a conversation about a club. The woman wants to join in the club. As you listen, answer questions 1 to 10. First look at questions 1 to 10. Now we shall begin. You should answer questions as you listen, because you will not hear the recording a second time. Now listen carefully and answer questions 1 to 10. Section 1. Sydney Beach Cycling Club.
Oh yes, hello. I'm calling to inquire about joining the club.
Okay. What's your name?
Kate Logan.
Fine. What would you like to know?
Well, I wanted to get a picture of what the club is like. For example, how big it is.
Now, that changes each year, of course. Cycling is growing in popularity.
I'm sure.
So, last year we had nearly 80 members, which was a record in itself. But this year there are 86 people on the list, and I'd say at least 70 of them come to events regularly. I would think something like 95 is a likely figure by next year.
That's bigger than I expected.
Yes, there are plenty of opportunities to meet people.
And how much does it cost to join?
The cost varies from $175 for non-competitive affiliation to $295 for full racing affiliation, and varies with age. All memberships run from the 1st of January to the 31st of December, regardless of when one joins.
Are there any promotions?
A discounted 6-month membership is available for the period July to December for full racing affiliation.
Is there free coaching?
Members are often willing to share their hard-earned experience, but most accredited cycling coaches do it for a living and charge for their time. However, we do hold regular skills training sessions, which won't cost you anything.
That's great. How do I join?
Any cyclist to join the Sydney Beach Cycling Club must complete the membership application forms and return them to the club secretary. If you would like to come out for a ride before committing any money, you are more than welcome.
Okay. And can you tell me something about the activities you do?
Yes. There's a range of things, such as racing, touring, and a lot of social events. As for the social events, we've got cocktails at Kinsale's, fine dining and wine tasting, Christmas party and awards night, and so on.
Sounds interesting.
Yes, indeed. Oh, actually, There's something that I should have mentioned before. Every cyclist on the road should have insurance cover. Accidents are common and can be very serious. As for the sports gears, do remember to wear a helmet at all times and use lights when riding in low light conditions.
Fine. Do you do any longer tours, like holidays?
Yes. There's a camping tour at least twice a year. There's one on August the 18th. Oh, and if you want to go ahead, you'd better book well ahead of time, because it's very popular. And we don't have another one until September the 19th.
That sounds fun. I'm going to fill in my form as soon as I get off the phone.
And a further benefit of membership is the discount with wheels.
The shop on Milton Street?
Yes. The manager is a member of the club, and he'll give you a 15% reduction. It means membership can pay for itself.
Great. Well, I will give club secretary my form soon.
Good. I look forward to meeting you in the club. This is the end of section 1. You now have half a minute to check your answers. Section 1. In this section, you will hear a conversation between a student and a job hunting agent. First look at questions 1 to 10. Now we shall begin. You should answer questions as you listen because you will not hear the recording a second time. Now listen carefully and answer questions 1 to 10. Section 1. Good morning. May I help you?
Oh, good morning. Is this the Student Job Center?
Oh, yes.
I was wondering if perhaps you could tell me a bit about the job. You know, the hotel recruitment program that offers a range of work at the hotels in the area.
Of course. Take a seat, please. I'll take you through some of what we have on offer.
Thank you so much. Oh, wait a second and I'll get my pen.
Okay. The first job is reception assistant at the Parkview Hotel. The Parkview Hotel has quite an international flavor, so you'll need to speak at least 2 foreign languages.
Sure. I can speak fluent French and Spanish, so that's no problem.
Good. And many guests, of course, travel by car, and you may have to take their vehicles around to the car park, so you will need to have a valid driving license, and you will not be allowed to do the job if you haven't.
Okay, I got that.
Right. And they also say that basic computer skills, such as word processing, would be an advantage, although this isn't a requirement.
Well, I just got my computer skills certificate, so I have no worries about that.
This is quite a varied job. And in fact, I should point out that at certain times of the day, it would involve heavy lifting when guests' luggage arrives, or perhaps deliveries come in. Is that okay for you?
Well, it's hard to say at this moment, but I'll bear that in mind when deciding whether to apply for this post.
Sure. Another job is general assistant at the Lakeside Hotel. To be honest, the pay is rather low, but there are compensatory factors. For example, the hotel will provide you with all your meals while you're working, and they will also train you in all the aspects of the job and then issue you with a certificate, which, of course, could be very valuable to you in the future.
Oh, that sounds great.
Now, the third job on offer is catering assistant at Hotel 98's smart new premises. As you know, this hotel is popular with exclusive travellers, and so you'll need to wear the distinctive staff uniform, which you're provided with. Don't consider this job unless you're fairly flexible about when you work, as the hotel will require you to work nights for this job, and you will need to travel to and from the hotel, as it is situated just outside the city.
Well, I'm afraid I can't manage that because of the lectures.
Okay, I get the picture. So, which one will you prefer? Reception assistant at the Parkview Hotel or general assistant at the Lakeside Hotel?
Well, I guess I still couldn't make up my mind right now. Can I have a few days to think about and go back to you later?
That's no problem, and there are a few things I need to clarify with you. If you would like to apply for one of these jobs, you will need to follow the recruitment process.
Mum.
So the first thing you'll need to do is to fill in one of these, a personal information form. It's pretty straightforward and should only take you a few minutes. Once you've done that and handed it in, we'll give you a questionnaire about your skills. We then look through the information about you and pass on our recommendations to the relevant hotel.
Yes, sure.
You will then proceed to the next step of the process and attend a general course of training. This is designed to be helpful and realistic, so an important part of the course is role-play activities.
That sounds interesting.
Yes, indeed. And after that, the final step is that you will be contacted by the hotel you're going to work for, and they'll post you a video about themselves and the work involved. Watching this will constitute further and specific training for your job.
Oh, yes. I think I'm very clear now. Thank you for helping me.
It's a pleasure. Bye.
Bye.
This is the end of section 1. You now have half a minute to check your answers. Section 1. In this section, you will hear a conversation about renting an apartment. First look at questions 1 to 10. Now we shall begin. You should answer questions as you listen, because you will not hear the recording a second time. Now listen carefully and answer questions 1 to 10. Section 1. Easy move. Good morning. How can I help you?
Hello. I saw your advertisement in the paper, and I'm calling to ask about renting an apartment.
Certainly. What kind of apartment do you have in mind?
Well, I don't know exactly. I mean, it depends on price, to some extent.
Okay. Now we have properties across the whole range. The average is probably $120 per week.
Oh, it's a little expensive than I thought.
They start at $80. That's the lowest we have usually. And they go up to $190.
I could manage the lowest figure.
An important question is how long you're planning to rent. We don't do short lets.
I'd want an apartment for 9 months, perhaps longer.
That would be fine. Our contracts are for a standard of 6 months, and that can be extended.
Fine. What about the viewing arrangement?
All right. Can you come to our office on Thursday?
I'm afraid I don't have any availability on Thursday. How about Wednesday?
Let me see. Okay. That'll be fine.
Oh, if possible, I'd like to see details of some properties first.
We can post you a list, or you may find it easier to look on the internet. The website is www.easymove.com, all in small letters.
Okay, got it. Thank you.
What else would you like to know?
I wonder what I might need to buy. What's included in the rent?
That depends. To a certain extent, although some things are standard in all flats. For example, every apartment has a closed-circuit TV.
Good. What about kitchen equipment? Do you offer? Tableware? You know, plates, knives, and forks, things like that.
No, only a microwave oven and a fridge, I'm afraid.
Okay. What about the utilities? Are they all included in the rental?
I don't think so. You see, you have to pay for the heating bills.
What extra charges would I get? Is water extra?
Yes, it is. But the gas bill is part of the rent, and you don't have to pay for that.
Right. I have made a note of that.
Before the conversation goes on, you will have another chance to look at questions 8 to 10. Now listen to the rest of the conversation and answer questions 8 to 10. Are you looking forward to moving in soon?
I hope so.
The thing is, we have a few flats at the moment that we'd like to get rented out by the end of the month. I'll talk about them later. But first, let me take your details.
Sure.
Can I have your full name?
Okay. It's Angela Jacobs. Jacobs.
Angela Jacobs. Right. And your address, please?
It's 4 Lion, like the animal, Road, Melford, MF45JB.
Okay. And then I need to have a telephone number of yours.
My mobile number is 099-547-21823. Would that do?
Of course. Now, let's take a look at the apartments I mentioned before. This is the end of section 1. You now have half a minute to check your answers.